Okay, it's Friday, February 5th, and I'm going to give you an update of my Watermine account. I did say I was going to give you regular updates. So let's just get right into it. Got to log in. Let me log in. So far it's been going great. And um, that's one thing I like about it. It's predictable. So that makes it easier to plan. Right? So this is my dashboard. And we are now $331. So remember, my account is a $5,000 account. So you make 2.6% on that daily, right? So daily. So just for those who do not know what Watermine is, let's just go that over a little bit. And I'll show you the history of my account in a minute. So what Watermine does, they mine Bitcoin. They also, well, I should say mine cryptocurrency. And they also trade Forex and Bitcoin in terms of day trading. So because they do that, you can earn 2%, 2.2%, 2.4%, 2.6%, depending on how much you would like to invest. So for example, you invest at least $1,000 up to $2,499, you get 2.4% daily, right? Got to remember that daily. Way better than what the banks are doing. 2,500 and up to whatever, you get 2.6%. So if you wanted to put 3,000, and it's $28, $78 per day, $546 per week, 2,340 per month. All right. Each contract is good for 3 months. So you have a 3-month contract, after which you can reinvest and add another contract for 3 months. So you do that 4 times and you get your revenue for a year, right? It's pretty cool. So that being said, so I'm in the 5,000 level. I need to explain that too, but I'll show it in a minute. So per day, I'm getting 130 per week, 910, right? So for the month, it will be 3,900. Now, I'm also in the 100. So at first, oops, this isn't wrong section. When I first started, I was testing them out. So yeah, you're gonna test with $100, and there you get. I'm in the right place. I'm in the wrong place again. Over here, $100 you get 2.2%, $15 per week, $66 per month. So that's where I started to test them out. So I'm going to show that to you now. Because it's good for you to see that. Okay, I'm going to go all the way down to the beginning. This is when I started, January 23rd, and I put in $100 and 6 cents. Okay, so you get the 2.2 every day, 2.2%, 2.2%, 2.2%. So it'll be $2.20, right? For $100. This $24 is for a referral that I got. So that person put in $300. I got 24 out of that. That's kind of cool. And this is where I put in 5,000. And then I got another referral of $8. I think that was $100. Someone came in with $100, so I got a referral from that. Then since I put in the 5,000, now I'm no longer getting, well, I'm getting, in addition to my $2.20, I'm getting $130.27 in addition to. And that's important. So just because you upgrade doesn't mean that the old contract is null and void. I now have two contracts that will last for 3 months. All right, one began before the other. Okay, so you can have more than one contract. So Bitcoin. Now, some people know what it is. Some people don't know if to invest in it or not. And some people don't know if they should care in Bitcoin or not. So you should. It was around since 2009, and I did not get in then. And I wish I did. But better late than never. People always also ask me if it's too late to get in, because right now Bitcoin, if you look at the top, is worth, right now, is worth 37,761. And you might say, well, it's at the top. It has nowhere else to go. Well, yeah. So according to the experts in the financial field, they are projecting that it's going to, some are saying 150,000, some are saying 300,000, right? I got in last year because the top experts, financial experts, and the top industries, and in terms of financial industries, are beginning to buy up a lot of Bitcoin, right? That includes universities. They're buying a lot of Bitcoin. So I decided to get in, because when they do that, and when they buy Bitcoin, they don't do like what I do, like 5,000 or whatever. They're doing 5 million. Okay. So when that happens, it drives the value up, right? It drives the value way up, and therefore getting in now, sorry about that, getting in now is not bad at all. Yes, it's going to fluctuate, but it's projected to keep going up, right? That's the trend. The experts are saying it, so I always have to trust with what the experts are saying. People are beginning to open their eyes. All right, it's a different world now than back then. The world is changing. You got to change with the world. I want to play a clip. This is from an investor. I forgot her name right now, but I'm going to play a clip, and you're going to listen to what she's saying of where Bitcoin is going to go.
We are seeing corporations. We didn't expect this. We expected institutional interest, but we didn't expect corporations to substitute Bitcoin for cash. MicroStrategy was the first. All of its cash is now in Bitcoin. And in fact, it did an offering so that it could buy more Bitcoin. Square has put 5% of its assets into Bitcoin. And we're seeing more mature companies like PayPal enabling the buying and selling of Bitcoin on its platform, as Cash App does as well. Well, if companies in the S&P 500 were to put 1% of their cash into Bitcoin, that would increase the price of Bitcoin by $40,000. Today, it's close to $30,000. So that's more than a double right there. If we saw 10%, of course, that would add 400,000. And I just told you, MicroStrategy has put all of its cash in. Perhaps emerging markets will be faster in terms of adoption. But we have been very surprised at how quickly this has happened in the United States. Institutions are going to have a significant impact on Bitcoin's price. We're seeing all kinds of evidence today. I just gave you some about corporate cash, but we have the OCC. Last July, they allowed custody banks to federally chartered banks to custody Bitcoin. And just within the last month, they have allowed banks to actually become nodes on any public blockchain so that they can enable much less expensive and efficient settlement. So that is again a little faster than we would have expected. We've seen Fidelity. The infrastructure has certainly been moving into place for a while. Fidelity, the Intercontinental ICE, the Intercontinental Exchange, the CME, and Cambridge. The consultant wrote a paper about, it was a little more than a year ago, basically telling institutions, hey, this could be a new asset class. And it has a very low correlation. In fact, it has the lowest correlation if you compare Bitcoin with all the other major asset classes out there. It has the lowest correlations of any other combination. So we believe that here you can see that if our analysis on how institutions will look at allocating to this space is correct, and this is using a Monte Carlo simulation, institutional involvement could increase the price of Bitcoin. Again, it's 30,000 now, by 200,000 if they want to minimize volatility, to 500,000 if they want to maximize their Sharpe ratios.
There you go. And so those are some of the people I listen to. People are paying attention now to Bitcoin. The world is changing. The old way of doing business has changed. The pandemic reaffirmed that. It caused us to change with that. So yeah, you should change with that. All right. So that's it. I'm doing these weekly updates on how it's working for me. You can, I'm not giving you financial advice. You can decide on if you want to join or not, right? Because I missed out in Bitcoin when it started in 2009. So I decided, you know what, I'm not going to miss out again this time. The good thing about Watermine is that you can, okay, so Bitcoin is going up and down every day, right? But it's usually going up. So you can buy Bitcoin and just hold it in your account, and it's going to rise with all the other Bitcoins that are running around as it rises in value, right? Or you can day trade it. Now, in this case, Watermine is going to day trade it on your behalf, and you get your 2.6%. In my case, you can get from 2 to 2.6%. So that's a sort of a lazy way, a sort of a done for you way of investing. And right now I like done for you. I learned how to day trade Forex in 2006, and that's great. But if they are going to do it for me, then that's even better, right? So that's my progress. So now I benefit from both. This is my advice in terms of I shouldn't say advice, but this is what I do to maximize. I hold some in my Bitcoin wallet. So when it rises, it will rise. And I also have some here. So now you get the best of both worlds. So to get started, just go to waterminegroup.com, and get started. You'll be glad you did. And I'm just doing these videos every day to tell you how mine is going. You can withdraw. So right now it says $331. So that's how much, that's mine. When they trade and I get my 2.6%, that's it. I can take that out every day if I want to. I'm going to leave it in for about a week because I would like you to see the progress. And I'll just take it out every week. I might just do it every month, but it's that flexible. You can take it out every week, every day, every month, or just leave it there. You can also reinvest. Let me show you that to you. So let's here, make a deposit. So I'm going to click here. Let's suppose I want to put some more Bitcoin. You go to make a deposit. And this is where you choose the plan, right? You can choose any which plan you want to make a deposit in. For me personally, like I want to get everything, so I go with the 2.6. But you don't have to. You can do whatever you want to do. Then you put the amount. I'm not going to do right now because this is just an example. Let's say you want to do 5,000. Now, you can either reinvest the 331, which is how much I have, which is how much I made. You can reinvest that with this, or you can let that stay in there and put another whatever, 5,000, 1,000, $50, whatever you want to put. All right, you can do that as well. And you can decide if you want to use Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash. I'm not a big fan of Bitcoin Cash. I like Ethereum or Bitcoin. So yeah, Perfect Money. I don't think Perfect Money is available in the United States. So if you're from the United States, don't use Perfect Money. Perfect Money doesn't mean regular cash that you know of in terms of paper cash. That's the name of another type of cryptocurrency. They just called it Perfect Money. So don't be fooled with that. But you can choose whatever you want with this. Okay. Good. All right. So stay tuned next week. Or it could be sooner, maybe middle of the week. I just want to show you my progress, and you can follow accordingly. That's the whole idea of this channel. All right. Thanks for watching. Go to waterminegroup.com if you'd like to sign up, and you can tell your story. It'd be great to know. All right. So that'll do it for today. I will leave you with another professional talking about what's next for crypto. Yeah, let's do that.
The largest cryptocurrency exchange is going public. Coinbase confidentially filing for a public offering last night, marking an industry milestone. The company did not say how it will structure its offering in particular. Coinbase has more than 35 million verified users in more than 100 countries and more than $25 billion in assets on its cryptocurrency platform. It's raised more than $500 million from backers including Andreessen Horowitz, Tiger Global Management, Y Combinator, Greylock Partners, and others. Now, the Coinbase IPO comes amid a record-breaking run for Bitcoin prices, which broke through the 23,000 mark a day after hitting the 20,000 mark. Joining us now is Brian Brooks, acting comptroller of the currency. Brian is also the former chief legal officer at Coinbase. Brian, thanks for being here with us. What exactly in particular has got you the most interested about the recent price action in Bitcoin?
Well, let me tell you something, Dom. I can't speak to the specific price movement, but I'll tell you what I'm worried about is that all of this is happening in an environment where we're about to have a change of presidential administrations, and there's calls on Capitol Hill to dismantle some of the regulatory protections we put in place for this stuff. So you think about the fact that my agency has tried to make it safer for people to custody in national banks. We've talked about banks supporting some of these stablecoin projects. If those protections aren't in place, I really worry about the environment for these kinds of things. So that's what I'm most focused on, is how do we preserve the safety for people who participate in that market.
So I mean, the perspective that you bring is interesting. You've been on the side of Coinbase before. You're now working for the government. What exactly is the future for cryptocurrencies, given the construct that we're seeing with government entities and the need to regulate this kind of environment?
Well, Dom, we're at a really critical inflection point right now, is what I would tell you. It's kind of a fork in the road. So one path forward is that we find ways of addressing money laundering risks, and we find ways of addressing terrorism financing, which I think can be done. But we make this safe for the consumers and investors who participate. That's why the banking system has such an important role to play. But the other path, which is a very real potential here, is that we politicize some of these tech issues, whether it's crypto or fintech more broadly. We politicize it by undoing all of the good work this administration has done to make it safer, okay, to make it more real. And if we do those things, as, for example, Chairwoman Maxine Waters' letter recently suggested, then I'm not sure if we have enough of a foundation to move forward here. So it's all about consolidating regulatory gains and consumer protections that we've tried to put in place here. That's got to stick around.
So
I think that what you're seeing is essentially a pushback against the establishment in a really important way. You know, not a single person went to jail in 2008 in Wall Street and in that financial mechanism. And in return, what happened was Main Street was decimated, the opioid crisis was created, the wealth gap was exacerbated. You can't go through this again.
But where were voices like this at the height of the bull market? Why are we only talking about this when we're
Scott,
talking after stocks collapsed?
Hold on. Wait, we're not even talking about it now. You and I are talking about it. And yet again, because the Fed steps in, yet again, because the prime brokers tell the Fed, we cannot shut these markets down, Main Street will have to bail everybody out.
Well, look, there's the president. He was asked earlier whether he would support legislation or in the stimulus plans, no bonuses and no buybacks. He seemed to suggest that he would, at least in that moment. Whether he does in the broader sense, and when it comes down to it, who knows? But
God, it's not enough.
That cry is out there.
That's not enough. You can't just hold a CEO accountable after making $400 million over the last 10 years to all of a sudden take no bonus, or to claw back $10 million of bonus.
All right. So I just played that to show that when you have government entities thinking about regulations and how to protect people using Bitcoin and different things like that, that's actually a good thing. It means that everyone is taking notice, and so it's not a bad thing. It means now Bitcoin is a force to reckon with. It's getting up there. It's becoming a thing, or it is a thing. All right. So when you have regulators saying, well, we need to watch this thing, it could disrupt other things like regular money. And yeah, it's here to stay. They will not be able to regulate it the way they would like to control all of it, but some protections will be nice, but we don't want them to control all of it. If that makes sense. All right, so that will be it. I'll be back again next week, like I said, and I'll show you my progress on how it's going. All right, bye for now. Thanks for watching.